In a world with entirely too many shows about cars, this is another pointless automotive podcast.
What's up,
Hi.
Frank? What's up, listeners? What's up, viewers? Welcome back to another Pointless Automotive podcast. We're happy to have you with us. Frank, this is a fun one. This is kind of the a little while back. I think it's probably a month or so at this point. This is the it's been a month since we talked about shit. The antithesis of the I believe we called it the
sedan supremacy.
Yes, which
made me mildly uncomfortable, honestly.
Yeah, well, we're not going to get into slave and master cylinder talk right now. But
no, or Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne. I don't know. Anyways,
Jesus Christ. So this is the counterpunch to that. We're going to talk about coupes. I like the cult of the coupe. I think is a good title, a working title we're throwing around in the conference room. But dude, let's think back. And this is I focused most of my content in this conversation with the 90s, because I think early 90s to mid 90s was like where the coupe kind of like got big again. So I don't think anything I don't think it had a death grip on anything. Like just the idea of like even 4-door models cutting off 2 doors just to have a fucking coupe version to sell more.
Yes.
That's how big coupes were in that period. So I just want to open it up to like general conversation about coupes and, you know, just like super high level. And then if we want to talk about some killer coupes from that period or whatever, let's get it on, dude.
Let's get it on. Yes. And yes, of course. Hello, listener. Hello, viewer. Will we one day have tasters? I don't know. People are viewing. They're listening. There's other senses that we have to unlock here.
Oh, okay, fair.
Welcome, feelers.
Oh, we definitely invite that. Let's be brutally honest.
Yeah, I wonder. Can we have like wasn't it like a bit on Howard Stern?
Was that intro
where
to,
he was like humming? He was like humming into like a subwoofer, and there was a chick sitting on it.
Was that intro too succinct for you, Frank? Is that what you're pushing back on right now? Okay.
Yes.
I thought I felt that resistance.
You felt that like some of our viewers will eventually, when we have like a podcast enabled Sibian or whatever, that we will have listeners that will be viewers, that will be feelers, that will be tasters. Smellers? We'll have smellers.
And if
do a line of APA.
The Sibian reference. If you, like both of us, know what that is, you're in the right place.
Yes. So, welcome.
Where do you want to start us off with a coupe talk?
Coupe.
If you will.
I do like.
You like a good coupe?
I do like a good coupe. And I like the thought around, and we've talked about this before. I mean, we talked about it a little bit when we had Doug on, was like that the kind of the early to mid 90s, even a late 90s, was like peak coupe. We talked a lot about cheap convertibles and just cheap cars in general, but there's coupes.
Oof.
You had to have a coupe.
Literally had to.
Yeah, it was just a no-brainer, and now nobody has coupes. But there was a time, and that was the time.
Honda Prelude shakes fist at your statement, but go ahead.
Or even just... Sure. Right, they're going to sell their 4,000 a year or whatever, and whatever.
Are they?
But sure. Eventually they'll make them, they'll sell them, they'll sit. But for a while, to your point about the Prelude and how we're laughing at it's going to be a sales failure, and there's a lot of reasons for that. A coupe being chief among them. The Honda Civic coupe for a long time outsold the Honda Civic sedan.
Absolutely.
And I'm not talking about the hatch. I'm just talking about God, what was it before the EP? The EG?
EK.
No, EK.
EK. Yep.
The EK as a coupe, a proper trunk, not hatch coupe.
Yep.
Outsold by a wide margin. I think. Anyways, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it was a high,
but they did. Yeah. They did outsell the sedan, which is unfathomable today.
Oh, sure.
So yeah, that was the time of coupes. And what I love as an example of this theory that you had to offer a coupe in period was my favorite generation of Camry, the XV10 Camry. That's the
Yeah.
92 to 96 Camry.
Yes.
Was the only pure Camry. Put the Solara aside.
Yeah, I was going to say Solara.
The only
Solara
pure
truthers.
Camry that was a coupe and a wagon.
Uh-huh.
And it's just like they did that, and it was successful, and it looked good.
They do look good.
If you listen to this pod with any regularity, you know that I'm absolutely just sweating with anticipation of one day owning an XV10 Camry SE V6 manual coupe. It will happen. If you have one out there, and you're not of the I know what I have and I want $25,000 for it.
Oof.
Proclivity, let me know. I want one really badly. And it's silly, but it's just a clean, good, well-built coupe. It's a good machine. And they're few and far between at this point, which is weird because that was a long-lasting vehicle.
Yeah, you're right. Dude, back then though, right? Like, let's talk about this period, right? A coupe, even though not dynamically divergent from their sedan counterparts, was just automatically given the sportier personality without necessarily any engineering behind it. But look at it. 2 doors, got to be lighter weight, even though sometimes they weighed more because they made extra long, like front doors. But the funny thing was these OEMs paid huge amounts of money to convert their sedans into coupe versions just to hit this like new trend. And I think that's wild. I don't think the market's that reactive anymore. Obviously, it's everybody gets a crossover, you get a crossover, you get a crossover. But I love, and I'll get into some of the weird stuff, but you nailed it. Like, you started right off with the EK, and I think the EK 2-door, like EX Civic, was such a hot car with that little single overhead cam VTEC motor, putting out 127 horsepower. I love that. I know that. But a good little car. And I really like the interiors on those too. But like you said, those things sold so well and they looked so good with the coupe design. But before that, you had like the CRX, which like bled into becoming a Del Sol SI, which are only coupes, which is like definitely what brought that into the light. But I love that period of like everybody, you could get a coupe and like, oh, in a coupe and sedan, you're next to each other, same power plant, same drivetrain, everything. And you're like, no, the coupe's the sporty choice, man. What are you doing getting that family hauler?
Yeah.
It's cool.
It was much more of a statement. Like you would get the mechanical twin to a sedan, but as a coupe. And you're telling to the world, like, look how much more fun I am than the loser over here with 4 doors, and look how much more playful and sporty I am, and I don't know, single and ready to mingle. I don't know, like different things to different people, and even within the world of coupes, you then stratify it out, right? Like if you had a 328 IS, like an E36 coupe, you're saying something different than if you have the Paseo coupe, that if you have the Civic coupe or the 200 SX or the fucking W, or I should say C140, the S class coupe, or
the Hyundai Scoop. That's cool.
Yes,
or the Mirage DE coupe. You know, it was actually getting. Yeah, I always thought, I was like, wow, what a cool French car, Mitsubishi. But it's of coupe. But it was so cool how like it was such a popular thing that they were writing coupe in the fucking title or the trim level, which I thought was really killer. But to take it even a step further, because we're naming kind of like compacts right here mostly. Sure. Big cars with 2 doors.
S500 coupe, S600 coupe.
That was a 40s so cool. and 50s thing. Big boats with 2 doors, and it was coming back because coupes were coming back. So you had stupid stuff like Buick Rivieras, like the 8th gen Riviera was a giant coupe with a 3800 Buick motor in it, which is like one of my favorite motors. We know that, and supercharged at the end of their life. Kind of cool. You had like Cadillac Eldorados. You had the Monte Carlo SSs. I know.
I hate that car, but yes.
Lincoln Mark 7s. You had all these boats, these substantial vehicles that they just said, "Fuck it, run it with
Beretta.
run it with two doors." Yeah, Beretta's a little smaller, but
It's a mid-size.
yeah, but still, you're right. Like we need the two-door version of everything, right?
Mhm.
Love it. Yeah, it was just I don't know. It was a wild time, like where Coupe was so popular that we had these giant cars that absolutely should have had four doors, but just because they looked, it was that cool factor. Chop off just two doors only, even though it's a boat. We're gonna float it, dude. And I
But
think that like symbolizes how much of a death grip really that the Coupe had on us.
yeah, and what's interesting is like, and you had mentioned earlier about like, hey, the coupe is the sportier one, but not always, right? Sometimes it's heavier, sometimes it's more dense or whatever.
Yep.
And you mentioned the concept of like, oh, it's got this bigger door, so it's heavier. SC300, SC400.
Yeah.
If you ever are messing with those cars and just the door hinge assembly
Wow. Yeah.
on one of those, it's like everything that's in my garage door over here, like all of the hardware going up to the ceiling, everything. It's like you get all of that and then make it out of steel,
Mm-hmm.
and then instead of aluminum, and then you just like because the doors they pull out, it's a whole mechanism for these huge ass doors. But that's for the sake of styling, for the sake of expressing, in that car it's more upscale and luxurious, and I can afford to have a nice coupe. I can
Mm-hmm.
afford to be slightly impractical. Um, and I love those coupes dearly. I think they're really cool. But yeah, M30, Infinity M30,
You're right.
just like the Nissan at the time was, oh, we're launching a luxury car company in
Mm-hmm.
North America. Chief among our offerings has to be a coupe, a bespoke sort of bespoke. It was the Leopard in Japan, but barely.
Right. Yep. Yep.
As far as the marketplace was concerned, a bespoke coupe for this new brand that we're launching, right? Lexus effectively they waited a couple of years and then had the SC300,
SCs,
SC400. You had the Legend Coupe, Integra Coupe.
Ooh.
It's really more of a hatch, but
Oh, that Legend
like that
Coupe,
was
that Legend Coupe with a manual is still something special, isn't it?
yeah.
Isn't it now?
Hmm. Yeah, and just a killer looking car, and
Mm-hmm.
just an absolutely pretty thing. And yeah, we talked about sedan supremacy, and there's a lot of cars that we prefer in sedan form
Yep.
as compared to the coupe. God, there's so many
Ooh.
good coupes, though.
There's so many. And the thing is, too, we want to draw a distinction because sports cars have traditionally always been two-door cars. So we're really not talking about the continued legacy of sports cars. We're talking about like regular car variants that just they made a two-door version of, and it kind of became a thing. How about like I think the DSMs were kind of cool. I think it's
Yeah,
interesting because I think that would have been an easy platform to make like a lot of four-door variants, but they didn't. They kept those all
got
two
one.
doors. Well, yeah, right. Yeah, it's super rare. A super
Technically
rare
not a
version.
DSM, but
Not a
yes.
DSM, correct. But yeah, power plant drivetrain wise, exactly the same. Galant VR4, in case anyone's in the not know. But yeah,
Ooh.
like those were cool coupes, and like everybody had something. Like I like to think of cars that are just better as two doors and four doors because we did that during the sedan one. And this might be the first one's obviously a confrontational shout out to Frank. He'll contest this, but these cars are way cooler with two doors. The Acura Integra, you know it. I know it. Dodge Neon is way
Yeah,
cooler as a coupe.
yeah, inarguably.
And I will say the Mark IV Golf, which was the first time you could get a Golf with four doors. And I always thought those
Sure.
looked not good. I don't think it looked as because the hot hatch thing for me was like a
Mhm.
small two-door vehicle and it just didn't look right. The proportions weren't
Is
right.
that a
So
coupe? Is that a coupe though?
you can at the end of the Mark IV
I know,
era,
but
yeah.
like
It's a two-door
it's a
hatchback.
hatch.
It's still
It's a
coupe-ish.
hatch. Like
But
I wouldn't call
I
like
you
you
know
could get
what
a
though?
Corolla coupe, but the FX16 GTS
True, but
hatch, that's a hatch.
I guarantee, like, because it was at that time when you still had the the four-door variant had just come out.
Hmm.
Because at that point in the early 2000s, we were starting to go to sedans
Yeah.
because the coupe was fading. So it was kind of cool. They still kept offering the coupe, and I think the coupe looked way better. And I think that was one of those situations where they were trying to keep up with the times because there had never been a Golf GTI four-door before that. So,
Or how
um,
about Mark One, just while we were Volkswagen, a company I famously forget frequently.
True.
No, not like a Scirocco or Corrado, but Mark One and Mark Two Jettas
Mm-hmm.
as coupes
Super neat.
were cool, and
Yeah,
you
super
rarely
neat.
see them. But
Yeah.
they're so when you see them, it's very much a product of its time, and the fact that they just hey, we need to coupify this thing because Americans demand coupes, and so we got a Jetta as a coupe, and it made sense here, and they sold a bunch of them, and they're really really cool when you see one out in the wild.
Yeah, you could put an MX in front of something like an MX-6, and that's the coupe version of the exact same car almost. So I think
Mhm.
that's a pretty cool thing to me. How like just it's two doors or it sucks during this period, and
Yeah,
I think automakers felt that pressure. There's creative ones. I do think some of the bigger cars we mentioned was like a little stretching it a little bit. I think
for
the
sure.
Impala SS from the mid '90s should have been a coupe.
Ooh, that could have been mean.
I know. I think it should have been a coupe. I really do. I don't know why they kept it four doors, but it's still a cool car nonetheless at the end of the day. But man, I think that would have looked a
Can
lot more
you
menacing as a coupe.
can you imagine if they made in period if they had you had the Impala SS from Chevrolet and you made a coupe variant, restyle it a fair bit as a Pontiac GTO in period.
I could feel that.
Now they didn't sell those cars in enough numbers to care, but that that Impala SS was like it was in rap videos. It was
Oh, it was a
it was like kind of iconic. I
always
personally don't like those cars that much. It drives like a taxi,
it does.
but like there's no denying how kind of a little bit of a cultural icon that was in period. And
Tons of
yeah, if they had a
attitude.
coupe of
Tons
that,
of
like
attitude.
would
Yeah.
have doubled down on the attitude. Imagine one of those like a black coupe version of that. Just like yeah, that would
Oh,
have been rad.
so good.
Like a two-door Marauder. That would have been
Two-door
sick.
Marauder would be nasty.
Yeah.
Oh, ooh, missed opportunities.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I think I nailed it. Would you contest? Obviously, you're going to say some bullshit about four-door sedan Integras, but
Sure.
you agree with that list pretty much. Neons for sure looked so cool as little coupes.
Yeah, and honestly, yeah, neons for sure.
Hmm.
First and second gen Integras are certainly better as two doors.
Yeah, yeah.
That the DC,
Third gen,
the third
definitely.
gen one are the one that I'm team four door on.
Yeah.
Um, but what I'll tell you, I actually, it's funny. A quick aside, I got bamboozled today.
Did
So I
you?
was I was driving. I was on Highway 37 and merging to Highway 80 in Vallejo, and behind me I see a pretty clean, just from looking at the grill, right?
Oh.
Like probably a facelifted final generation that we got 200 SX. So this would have been like a 98 or a 99
Yep. No.
200 SX. I was like, oh, cool. Then it passed, and then I see it go to pass me. Oh, it's actually a Ford. They put the 200 SX grill on a Sentra,
Oh.
and I was like, you got me. But like even that, like you'd have companies making coupes, and I actually kind of like those cars.
Yeah, you
This
do like you're weird. I mean, it's a
it's
way to
not a
get
good car,
it's the
but it's
cheapest way to get an SR20 for sure. You don't get the limited
yeah,
slip at all, not even an
right.
option.
You get the dead
Um,
beam axle in the rear.
Not a B13 though. Come on, man. It's not
B13.
there.
No, it's not. It's
And
not.
look how good the B13 is as a coupe. Talk
Great.
about another hot sporty coupe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool, good looking car.
Yeah. Just great. And it was everything. Dodge Avenger.
Dude, those you don't see them. They don't exist
No, they
anymore.
don't. I liked in period when I was
In-
again, throwback to last week, when I was a child, I thought those were rad. I thought those were really
they
cool. I
were.
didn't know better, but I thought they were dope. They looked good. They were a little aggressive.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, or 2.5 RS coupe
Oh, yeah,
for
right.
sedan.
Right. They did look
Um,
good as a coupe. You're right.
they did. And they hold their value so well because
Oh, dude.
they stopped after that. When 2002 rolled around, we got the WRX. That's great. We never got a coupe.
Would have been
And
cool
there's
to get a coupe WRX. I mean, it was a little late
hell
for the
yeah.
coupe game, but that would be so fucking cool. That would be so cool.
God.
You're right. That's a good
Yeah,
call.
if when I run into Bezos in a men's room at some sort of eyes wide shut party,
Mm.
and I find a way to unalive him and forge his will and inherit his wealth.
Yeah.
Um, as a parody in Minecraft, I would do that. I would like commission for that to be built somehow. I
Oh,
would
that'd be cool. Imagine a bug eye
bug eye.
coupe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oof.
Bug eye. Mm.
Oof. Yeah, that's a good one, man. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else.
There's plenty of real coupes though.
Yeah, plenty of real ones. I think the Sentra SCR is such a good looking vehicle, even
For
today.
sure. Really clean.
It's so clean. It's so clean. I love the fog lights that look aftermarket from the factory. The wheels could have been cooler, but
I'm okay with the wheels.
they're
Well,
they're
14.
okay. But I think they could have done something else with that. They look like a plastic. They did. It was the best impression of a plastic like wheel cover, but a real alloy that I've ever seen in my life.
It's funny. So
Mm.
I'm thinking right now, trying to like mentally go through manufacturers and like figure out who is even making a coupe today.
Hmm.
BMW, Honda is now
Definitely not
right?
a Grand Coupe.
Not a Grand Coupe. But
Decidedly
like
not.
an actual two door.
Okay.
Um,
Prelude.
Toyota is, but they share it with two different manufacturers in the Supra and the whatever they're calling the fucking BRZ now.
Yeah, we should avoid sports cars though, because those are inherently two door
Yeah.
only. It's like say a two door Miata.
But even then, like I'm thinking of, yeah, but that's a convertible. But like just thinking of like who is even attempting to actually make coupes today. I don't know if I can name a manufacturer in the 90s.
Or a
Pick a
model
90
that
pick-
a model
pick
that you can get a
96.
coupe or sedan in.
Yeah.
Like when was the last time the Civic was offered as a sedan and a coupe? It's been a fair amount of time.
2 generations ago.
Yeah, with this you could
So
get
not the current.
the
not
SI you could get. Remember the old SIs you could get
Right.
like with a coupe and sedan option.
That's is that 2 gens ago? Or was it the last generation?
No, it's 2 or 3 gens ago.
I think it's 2 gens
Yeah.
ago. So not the current, not the last one, the one before.
Yep.
Yeah, you can get SI. Can you get a current? No, you like
I don't think you can get a. Can you get a Civic Coupe now?
no, you
Nope.
can't. You can't get
So
a
there's
Civic
that.
Coupe. Can't get an Accord Coupe. So Honda
Honda's
just
out.
they have the Prelude. And
Wow.
that's it. But no, I mean that's sort of the Civic Coupe, I guess,
Mm.
but it ain't priced like it. Toyota? No, not really.
Nope.
Mazda? Nope.
Nope.
Mazda doesn't make cars.
Yeah.
I mean they have the 3, but yeah,
They have the 3. Yeah.
that's it. Ford, the Mustang, but like it's kind of its own deal.
Yep.
Chevy?
No one makes sedans anymore. I mean, that's the
Corvette?
challenge,
No.
right? Like,
Well, yeah. Nobody even makes cars
there's
anymore.
rare. It's rare if you have a sports car, which is going to inherently probably be two door. But yeah, that whole idea of having the same platform be a sedan and a coupe is, unless
then
we're
go back-
missing something here. I
and
don't
then
think we are.
Pick mid 90s. I can't think of
Everyone.
GMC is probably the only manufacturer that didn't make a coupe.
Honestly, everybody else, yeah, the most common cars, like you could get a coupe Cavalier, you could get a sedan Cavalier, you could get a Grand Am coupe.
You want a cheap
wild.
car, you're getting a coupe.
Yeah,
That's what you're doing, a Tercel.
but when
yeah.
your family grew, you could buy the sedan, which was the exact carbon copy of that car with 4 doors. No, wow, I don't think anyone does. I think that's a huge. If you got anything and you're listening to this, I can't think of a single OEM that makes a sedan and coupe of the same car anymore.
Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah, and not talking about trucks either. Like obviously, like the Wrangler and the Bronco.
I mean, I guess technically,
right? Those are 4 and 2 door, but not like cars.
right? Yeah, they're cars. But what I would say technically, the current Mercedes-Benz 2 Series,
Mini Coopers.
that's a hatch.
Yeah,
I get it.
No, I know, but like
get
it's
it.
as close as we're gonna get, I think.
Well, I was gonna say so the Mercedes-Benz 2 Series, because you can get like a the 228
Oh,
230,
whatever the fuck. Yeah,
as a sedan.
they still sell the CLA. That I know that was pretty recent, and you could get a Coupe or a sedan, right?
No, you couldn't get it. You could not get a CLA. It was like a 4-door coupe, but it wasn't a real
Okay.
coupe. But and Mercedes made a 2 Series, and then you can get the 2 Series coupe, like a 230 or M2, obviously. But they're wildly different cars. They're really like, because one's front wheel drive, four cylinders, and the other was like turbocharged, fire breathing.
Yeah, very
That's
different.
really in name only, I guess. Just like the Prelude's closer to a 2-door Civic.
Oh, it's a
but
Civic
not
hybrid
name.
2-door. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's in that they don't share a name, unlike the 2 Series. So, because even a 3 Series is a 4 Series. So, for a coupe.
How about the car sitting behind you? Look at that. You can get a Focus.
Yeah.
Even in that rare trim of the SVT, you could get a sedan or a coupe.
Yeah, sedan.
And it's a hatchback, but still, I mean, the offering was
2-door,
there.
4-door.
It's just wild.
Yeah, it was up and down the lineup. Like, and then I don't know. As I said before, you go back to the '90s where we started the conversation. It's like name a manufacturer that did not make a coupe that isn't like, well, even like Excalibur and like the neoclassical shit. Like you had the 4-door and the 2-door. You had more 2-doors actually.
Well, it's real easy to say that a sedan's better because of practicality. What advantage does a coupe have besides aesthetics?
Pulling chicks.
I could it's got to be the looks. I think there were some that probably had a little less curb weight because there was less moving parts. Like a more luxurious one probably saved a little weight. What other? I mean, is there any advantage to a coupe? I think at the end of the day, when you boil it down, I can't think of a reason why the coupe is better.
Well, styling aside, because that's subjective.
Aside. Yep.
I think if you're Shaquille O'Neal and you're not trying to squeeze,
I often contemplate this. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Didn't he have like an enormous round bed?
Oh,
did I tell you I once had a round bed?
I didn't know you were going to say bed. Okay.
Yeah. Icy hot. I once upon a time I had a round bed. I had it. Somebody gifted me a round bed. Jackie, if you're out there, shout out.
I had a water bed at one point, and that's
sick.
A product of the times. I also, another aside, I think it was Treasure Island, was in the restroom at the same time as Shaquille O'Neal dropping deuces.
Yeah,
wow.
It
was one of the highlights of my life. When I came out, high-fived all my friends that were waiting for me. Good time.
Wow.
I think my shit was bigger.
I find that hard to believe. I feel like that man eats probably like 8,800
You need to be around me a little more,
day.
Frank. I'm a disproportionate shitter. Let me tell you that.
Oh, wow. Okay. I just imagine just a t-shirt, just a plain white t-shirt, and then just in black, like block lettering, disproportionate shitter.
Yeah, it should be.
Like, yeah. And they don't know which way, like extra big, extra small, right? Are you like pushing out angel hair? Like
it's a conversational start, like the little Play-Doh machine.
Exactly, yeah, but like a single angel hair strand.
Strand of concentrated fecal matter.
But it has to come out like super, super fast.
Oh, dude, it's like fishing line being let out. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. It makes it
Jesus.
Fish on. So if you're Shaquille O'Neal and you're not waging war in a restroom, no porcelain warfare going on between you and some future automotive podcaster, and you're like, look, I'm Shaq. I'm never going to use the back seat because I'm Shaq.
The seat's going to touch it, right?
And I can have, but like perhaps in a coupe, like a luxury coupe, maybe you'll get a more expansive stretch your legs out sort of experience.
Maybe
if you're never going to use that damn back seat.
Right. Okay.
And so, maybe that that can fit you better. Otherwise, it's basically just a styling exercise, except on some of the really base model stuff, where simply the 2-door was like $300 cheaper than the entry level.
I have the perfect example of this: the Hyundai Accent. The Hyundai Accent. You could have a coupe or a sedan. It's like, who gave a shit? But the option was there, and like you said, they probably could save $350-$400 off the MSRP. So
yeah, similar. Like I know when my brother bought his ship box of it was a 20, God, what was it, 09 or maybe a 2010 Nissan Versa he bought new. He bought the sedan because it was significantly cheaper than the hatchback. And
Okay.
by significant, I mean like $900 cheaper.
That
But
and that was the
that
cheapest
was
car in America at the time. So that's a
yes,
significant savings.
it was the base sedan was like I think like 8,990. It
It's
was
wild.
under
Yeah.
$9,000. Now you got zero options. His was like 10 because he got automatic transmission and air conditioning.
Ooh,
But
little blue for my blood.
yeah, exactly. No stereo. There was a hole in the dash. It was radio ready.
It was essentially an '04 Subaru STI. That's awesome.
Well, it was funny because it was radio ready, and so he had his first car that I procured for him was an 88 no 86 Toyota Cressida. And he had like just a cheap aftermarket like Kenwood in
Hmm.
it, and he yanked that out of that car before he sold it, and then he put it in his brand new Nissan Versa, but he just like stuck it in there. So he had a brand new like single digit mileage car with like this single din old shitty radio just like loose, like you'd hit the brakes and would like fall out, or you'd hit the like it was just on a brand new car. It was great.
It
But
was, but it was like that Eagle Summit wagon I had, which had the no radio option. There,
yes.
you could put one into the dash, but there was nowhere for speakers on any of the door cards. So you would have had to like
Yes.
externally mount it, drill your own holes, like
Hmm. Hell yeah.
a different time.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, like I think that's the only other. There were some Toyota Tercel where like just the two door was marginally cheaper, or 5% cheaper than the four door.
If you don't want to go to Paseo land, I understand.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I
if you
got a
want to spend
two-door
even money, you
Tercel.
get the Paseo. But yeah, like otherwise, I don't know. Do you have any other than just pure animal sex appeal? Like why you would want the or I mean, there's also an air of classiness on some of the higher end offering stuff, but
Right, right. No, I think it is an exercise in style. I think that's the coupe appeal. I know some manufacturers actually did change like wheelbase and overall length to accommodate a sedan. But
sure.
the amount of money, that's no way in
Yeah.
today's like super hyper focused bean counting activity would they allow
Or
automakers
flicking.
to offer a coupe and a sedan where they have to physically change any of the dimensions of the vehicle because that is so cost prohibitive. But like you think back then, everybody did it, and that was a common practice was to stretch it a couple inches, right? Um,
Yeah, they call
it's
that
a
jelking.
why. Yeah, it's like docking.
No, no.
Oh, excuse
Just
me.
when we're done here, just Google jelking. I
I'm
don't know how
not.
to spell it,
I'm probably
but
not
just look it
gonna.
up.
I'm
Look it
gonna
up.
take your word for it. But
Mhm.
think of how much money that these automakers just to make a version of a existing and like they said they probably shortened a sedan to make a more sporty coupe version. So I think that's so cool. Which you
Mhm.
would inherently change some of the dynamics, right? Because you're shortening the
Sure.
wheelbase. But coupes, man, do we bring them back? We don't have a reason to. But some of them were so iconic and cool.
Yeah, I think. I mean, what's it going to take for it to come back? I think the way you bring it back is like one manufacturer comes out and it's just like nobody else is doing this,
Hmm.
and we want to be like the fun brand or whatever,
That's what it
and
was, man.
offer up a coupe and figure out a way to do it, not like Honda has done with the Prelude, a huge swing and a miss,
Hmm.
where they can. I mean, who? How about this? Who do you think would be, you know, who do you think would be the best player to enter this space and try and come out with an interesting coupe? And I'll let you define what interesting is
Hmm.
for under whatever. Pick
So
your price
that's
point.
you're right though. Like I think they tended to be more affordable cars, right? Like they were
Sure.
like catered towards the youth that don't need the four doors. We don't have families yet. We're like early 20s, mid 20s.
Yeah.
We just
Wrap it
want
up
something
every
that
time.
looks cool. Yeah,
Mhm.
dude, or just nothing but butt stuff. But the
Mhm.
I
Fair.
think to be honest, your question, Honda all day could make another two-door Civic Sport or Civic
Yeah.
Si. I think that would still fucking be really good. I think that would resonate with the youth. I think it could
The
look good.
Utes.
I think they
Yeah.
could put some design into it and actually make it a cool looking car. Because a coupe does look, some of the times they did make them look like very diverse from the sedan version. So I think that's the play. I think Honda would do that. I think they're a major player that could
Sure.
pull that off with effective design.
I'd like Nissan to take a shot at it.
Oh,
Um, if they did whether they make a Sentra coupe. I don't know that the Sentra has a ton of like brand cachet right now. But
Nope.
if they came out with like a cheap coupe and call the 200 SX or the 240 SX or the Sylvia even for going
Oh.
back to Gran Turismo talk.
Yeah, make
I
it
would
front
love
wheel
to see
drive
I would
hybrid.
love to see a new Neon.
Yeah, that would be cool.
If they came out with a new Neon as a two-door and a four-door, I think that, and you have the two-door just be like slightly cheaper and get good gas mileage and be no frills ish.
Hmm.
I think that could be dope. If
Oh,
Toyota brought back the Celica,
see, you're asking a tough question. Are we going to ever see affordable cars again? Because like for the automakers right now, they're not making cheap cars, right? And like the cars we're
man,
talking about, like a Neon would have to come in as a fucking
$24,000
yep,
car. Yeah.
$25,000 car. Same with everything else, right?
I
But
mean, Toyota's
no
doing
one,
it with a Corolla. I think you get a $24,000 Corolla.
yeah, but are they really selling those, or are they selling $35,000 Corollas? You got to
Sure.
look at the sales numbers. They're like very few automakers are making $25,000 cars because
Yeah. They don't have to.
yeah, which
If
is
no one
weird.
else is, and
Yeah.
like it's and you figure out a way to stretch people to not like that. But to like go
I
like
got some
okay, like
ideas.
you normalize like a fucking 128-month car payment or whatever.
Right. Yep.
Um, I don't
Gross.
know. Like it kind of changes things a little bit. But I do think I think some entrepreneurial brand could come out and do that. Volkswagen. If Volkswagen made a
Good.
new Beetle
Yep.
as a two-door, whether you make it the cheapest EV on the market or you make it an ICE vehicle or you make it gas, uh, which is ICE, you make it hybrid. He meant to say, there's a way that you can do it.
Mhm.
Um, and we're talking the low end of the market,
I
right?
mean,
They launched Acura can use some help. Imagine if that's where Honda decided, hey, we made the Prelude over here on this on the Honda brand. Let's give it a gas engine and a six-speed and have an Integra coupe.
yeah, Integra or an
Maybe
Integra
I don't
Type
know.
S coupe and just do a little more styling, make it a little more interesting, and like you said, throw the
Bring
Type S motor in there,
bring
make it a
back
thing.
the scoop.
Yeah,
Hyundai baby,
don't
bring
do it.
back the scoop.
I don't know. I think maybe eventually we are going to go so far that the pendulum has to swing back for affordable cars again, in which case I could see coupes becoming a thing. I think Honda could capital like Honda's
They,
not doing the greatest right now. I think they could a sporty SI or sport Civic coupe would
they
still be really
could.
popular. I think it would really be popular.
It would be popular. It would right now though. It would be an absolute admission on admission of guilt and how badly they curb stomp their own dick on the
And
Prelude thing.
they need to. They need to.
Um,
It's a
you know
step
what
in the
would be
right
sick?
direction.
Kill the Eclipse Cross. Mitsubishi comes out with a new Eclipse
Ooh.
between $25,000 and $30,000. It doesn't have to be anything super crazy, but if it looks good and it's cheap, and suddenly like now you
Mitsubishi.
have some
We're talking
positive
about
brand recognition
yeah.
of like an unhalo car, which I'm a big proponent of,
Hmm.
where you get positive brand recognition from a cheaper, good looking offering that then gets out in the world because people buy it.
Which they have had success doing in the
And
past,
your
right?
margins are tighter, but you're selling a bunch, and now people recognize Mitsubishi as like, hey, they make interesting cars again. I don't know.
I think your Nissan point would strike a little more home because of current trends. Mitsubishi is just dead in the water. Nissan,
Right.
however, is kind of going through like a renaissance right
A
now,
little bit.
right? Like they're doing a little bit. The Z was cool. They're making it
Yeah.
cooler. They've reassessed what they want to do as a company. The Xterra is coming back as a body on frame V6,
Hmm.
not
Yeah.
electric.
Yeah.
True off-roader. I could see them coming out with the
Yeah.
Sentra Coupe. Being
510. Yeah.
but even a Sentra coupe would be just
Sure.
make this
Yeah.
styling divergent enough so it stands out. I think
Yeah.
that's what you do, and you're targeting those like 20 to 26-year-old new professional people, right? Like I think
Yeah.
that's what you're trying to do, man. I think that market's like super underrepresented now because what are those guys buying now? Used cars, which get OEMs
E-bikes.
zero.
E-bikes and
Oh
drugs.
fuck, dude, and mass transportation. Um,
Hey, I'm a proponent of mass transportation.
Are you? Because this state avoids it like the plague.
No, exactly. It's
Everywhere
well,
else
this
I've lived,
country, but
it's a
like
thing.
specifically
No, out of all the like,
Barry is brutal for mass
yeah,
transit.
dude, for population centers, it's one of the worst. But
Yeah.
just I think, and they're buying used cars, which OEMs don't benefit from it at all.
Mhm.
I think bringing back affordable coupes that are styled differently is a thing. I think we could do it. And
Second
you're right, dude.
gen
25K.
Veloster, second gen Veloster, bring it back.
I hate that that went away. Even though, yeah, hatchback, but
The problem is, and the reason why the Veloster went away,
it had more than two doors.
fair, 2.5 doors.
Boom.
Yeah,
Coupe Plus.
checkmate atheist.
Sorry, bro.
But no, part of the reason why the Veloster went away is part of the reason why coupes have gone away in general is that like in this, especially in this price point, is it ends up competing, as you just said, with it ends up competing not with other used new cars, but it ends up competing with used cars.
Sure.
And used cars now are a lot better than a used car in the 90s. If you're buying a used car in the 90s, it's a piece of shit.
Aware. Keenly
it's,
aware.
It's a beat 80s, maybe late 70s Malaise era hunk of trash.
Garbage. Yep.
A used car now is a much more reasonable thing, assuming you're not buying a Jaguar product or something. So competing with used cars is more difficult, and that's where some of these cheaper cars end up at. And so it does make it more competitive because you're competing not just with other offerings from competitors, you're competing with your own offerings from 5 years ago.
Yeah, but modern tech sells cars better than engine specs nowadays. We know, you and I both unfortunately know that. I think,
but maybe that's how the coupe can get back in it. Because there have been no coupes for the last 5-10 years. Like there just haven't been any. So if you come out with the only good modern tech coupe,
let's go Civic Sport. Let's go Civic Sport Coupe manual with cool styling. I think that sells.
You don't even have to have the manual anymore. I think if you just
I
would love it. I would love it.
Fucking, we would love that.
We would love that. But I think for it to be commercially viable, I don't even know that you need to have that. I think if you have a good price point, it looks really good. It takes some chances stylistically. Give it a couple of good colors that you can buy the goddamn thing in. Have it be max out at like 28 and change. Start at 23 and change.
I love it.
There you go.
I love it. So the cult of the coupe, dead? Maybe. The verdict's out.
Exactly.
Interesting. Good conversation, man.
Is it waiting? Is it lacing up its white Nikes and like just like looking at Hale Bop coming over but it hasn't put the purple shroud over the face and drinking the what was the gateway to, it was Heaven's Gate. I know that was the name of that cult.
The mother is the mothership, right? You had to drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, it was Heaven's Gate, but I don't remember. Was it I don't think it was Kool-Aid. It was
Kool-Aid.
It was Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
I thought that was like Jonestown or whatever.
I don't think you can only have one. I think
Highlander Town. There could only be one.
What was it? It was Powerade. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but Pepsi presents Heaven's Gate.
Right. Let's move along to our little game. I've got a good one for you, man. I found one we haven't done yet, and it's got some really funny content to it. So, yeah, you'll like this one.
I'm good. I'm pumped for it. Let me tell the folks at home what the hell we are up to while you cue this thing up. This is our print ad quiz game. In this week's enthralling and enthrobbing and engorging episode, Chadwick has found a print advertisement from somewhere in the 80s, 90s, somewhere in the mid 2000s. He's going to read the type copy from this ad while redacting anything overly identifying out.
It's a lot of pressure.
He's going to read it. I'm going to listen. We get 10 minutes after he's done reading it to try and determine the make, model, and approximate year of the vehicle that is being discussed in this ad. I get 3 guesses. I can ask for hints in between those guesses. Should I need them, I will not. Please play along at home. It's good fun. Chadwick, what do you got for me?
Okay, we got a 1-pager today, folks. It's a 3/4 angle, a little bit of Dutchness to it. Vehicle's
like
blue. Vehicle's blue against a stark bright blue sky with clouds in it. The tagline is absolutely brilliant. Have you had your vitamin V6 today?
Oh,
It's not a
nice.
real
Should have
vitamin.
had a V8.
I think it's an engine reference. This
Vitamin
is, I
D.
would give your car knowledge base.
Mhm.
I'm giving you a spicy index of about a 7.8 on this one
Ooh,
out of
okay.
10. Yeah,
Okay.
so gonna be a little
Brushing
spicy.
8. Okay.
More,
V6.
it's a little more than what we usually get into for difficulty, but I think it's a fun one.
Cool.
So we've got a little bit of a very detailed story here to follow along with. It's
Oh.
early morning. The coffee's gone. A busy commute stares you in the face. Fortunately, the burst of energy you need to overcome it all is as close as your driveway
Okay.
in the form of the new V6 powered blank. All the right ingredients to make blank more responsive than ever. We've added an available 3-liter
Mhm.
V6 engine
Okay.
with sequential electronic fuel injection. In short, one healthy dose of power. I
Mm.
think they could have done something better there. Next, we balance this new power with
Veiny
the
dose of power? Like, what are you going with?
There's
Like,
all
could have
kinds of
done better.
options, my friend.
Yeah,
With the
okay.
crisp handling, this part's important, a 4-wheel independent suspension system.
Okay.
And just for the fun of it, we even made the sporty blank look sportier than ever. That is horrible writing.
Wow.
I'm sorry. That's horrible writing. With bold styling cues like fog lamps and body side cladding. Be still my fucking boner right now,
Mm.
dude. Um,
It's
it,
trembling.
it's bad. It all helps make blank a car that's as rewarding to drive as it is affordable to own. And of course, a value like that is something that can really boost your spirits. The new blank V6.
Oh boy.
Oh,
That's all I got, huh? Okay.
you get, buddy. I told you like a 7.8.
No, I get
This is
it.
going to be a tough
I
one.
get it. 3-liter V6,
Mhm.
independent 4-wheel suspension.
Yeah.
It's kind of all I got to work with. Cladding.
Body cladding.
Yeah, so we got
Well,
cladding.
the V6 is new.
Right. So it's presumably something that was offered with a 4-cylinder before
Mhm.
or less. I don't know. No door count,
Mhm.
no front drive, rear drive, no ABS, none of that. No luxuries or niceties. No
Sequential
horsepower.
electronic fuel injection.
Sure.
No carbs.
Sequential electronic fuel injection. Um,
That's a big one
no.
if you know the no.
Well, right. That's what I'm getting at. So like SFI, some because you had GM was offering some stuff is labeled as SFI versus SEFI, and I don't know if this is where they're drawing the line here. 3-liter,
V6.
3-liter V6. GM had 3.1. They had 3.3. They had 3.4. They had 3.5, 3.6, 3.8.
They tried them all, baby.
Ford had 3-liter, the Vulcan. Chrysler didn't really play with a 3-liter. You had the 2.5, which was a Mitsubishi motor. This feels like, if you haven't picked it up, it feels like a domestic ad to me.
You sure are making it feel like that.
The other option is, unless I'm really, really trying to potentially overread between the lines here, is that you're waking up in the morning and the coffee's already gone, right?
Yeah.
So you can't wake up and smell the Folgers, right? You can't wake up and have your coffee. You got to wake up and drive. So maybe this is a Mitsubishi, but Mitsubishi wasn't playing with a lot of, well, you had a 3-liter, but the 3-liter was a truck motor. They're offering, although the Galant Sigma, I believe you can get a 3-liter in it. This does not feel like a Galant Sigma ad. It does not have Sigma male energy.
Body cladding.
Body cladding. I think you could get, I think you could on the gloss stick, but you could get body cladding. Anywho, um, does not body cladding 3 liter. This does not feel terribly European. Looks like we're a fucking Mercure Scorpio. That was a 2.9, I think.
Mm.
Okay. I'm just gonna to try and push us forward a little bit.
Okay.
Gonna say I'm gonna take a thrust in the dark.
Mm.
Call this a
Nothing bad has ever
19.
come of that.
No, never.
What do we got?
I'm gonna say this is a 1987. I don't like this answer, but I'm gonna say it. 1987 Pontiac Grand Am. No, I already said it. 89 Pontiac, sorry, 87 Pontiac Grand Am. Let's push things forward.
Decidedly not a
Okay.
Pontiac Grand Am. Not the right source of vitamin V6. Would have been a different displacement as well.
Right, yeah, because that would have been. Well, you had the Iron Duke. I don't think the Quad 4 was there yet. Anyways, that's
That would have
not
been
here nor there.
Yeah. Could Iron Duke it at that time.
Correct.
How can I help you out? Hmm. This is a pretty fucking rare car.
Pretty rare.
Yeah,
Okay.
they really didn't mention that. Also, didn't say it in the ad.
Mm-hmm.
It is front wheel drive.
Okay.
And the counterpoint, I'm just going to help you out.
Oh boy.
The counterpoint to our episode today. This is a
Okay.
sedan only. So now I'm
Sedan
giving you
only.
sedan front wheel drive.
Boy.
Mm.
It's
3
kind
liter
of
V6.
3 liter V6 sedan
Independent.
only.
Independent suspension.
Independent suspension. Cladding.
Fog lamps.
Ooh, we got fog lamps, baby. Um, could this be a Chrysler product? Because there were Chrysler products that were using the 2.5 from our friend at Mitsubishi.
Mm-hmm.
It could also. It's a fucking Galant Sigma, isn't it?
Look at this guy. This guy.
It could be because you had like a Dodge Spirit, and this would have been pre. You could get a V6 in the Spirit. Eventually, they offered it the Duster, but that was different. That was a Sundance. I'm trying to remember on the Spirit because obviously you had the RT, the turbo, was that the Turbo 3
Uh,
motor
was
or
it?
Turbo 4? Whatever
I
one had
can't
the
remember
VNT,
which variants. Yeah.
yeah,
It was at the end. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. And those sporty variants had some clatitude. And I think you could get it with a 3 liter V6, which was basically the same motor that was in the V6 Caravan. Not a terribly spicy motor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna
3
say
minutes remain.
yeah, I'm gonna say this
Oh.
is a 1989 Dodge Spirit. Yeah.
Also, not the source of the vitamin V6 you're looking for.
Okay.
There was the 3 liter Plymouth Duster, which we've done as the quiz
That was
car,
a
which
Duster.
I would love to have.
I know.
Yeah, the this obviously the Spirit RT was the 2.2 turbo.
Yeah.
How can I help you out? I'm going to give you another hint. It's domestic.
Okay.
So you're right about that. Front
Yeah.
wheel drive only, sedan only, rare variant.
Rare variant.
I would absolutely love this car. There is from this automaker, there is a larger, and I'm really trying to get you there, version of this vehicle that also has a spicy variant that's way more popular than this one. Oh,
Larger.
mhm.
Of the same generation, so they had like a bigger, like a fucking Pajero and Pajero Junior.
I mean, I wouldn't. That wouldn't be the first analog I would jump to, but sure.
Um, boy, there's something about Shaquille O'Neal and anal logs, but
He's in this one.
the this is how I'm choosing to spend the whatever 90 seconds left on the clock here. Um,
Oh, you have a minute almost.
golly, okay,
This is a trick. This is a tough one.
V6. There's a bigger boy
Yep.
and a smaller boy.
This is the smaller boy of the bigger boy.
Smaller boy, the bigger boy, and the rare boy.
The bigger boy has a rare version, just like this is the rare version of the small one, right?
Rare version of the small boy
But not as
there's a
popular.
bigger version of the bigger boy that has a rarer version.
That's very
This is
popular.
the rare version of the smaller boy. Oh boy. Um,
3 liter V6 sedan,
3 liter
front wheel drive.
V6 sedan, front wheel drive. Um, and it's not the Plymouth Sundance. It's not the
10 seconds remaining. The big one also is known for its 3 liter.
Okay, out of time. This is gonna be a oh
The timer
fuck.
is out. Hail Mary?
Hail Mary. This is
This is
a
for saving face.
Buick Regal
It is
GS.
not, dude. Good effort. This, have you had your vitamin V6 today?
What do we got?
Is the new Ford Tempo GLS. I wish I could get that to
Ah,
focus. So now it makes
what's the
sense.
bigger tempo?
The bigger version would be Ford's Taurus platform with
Sure.
a 3 liter that was very famous called
Yes,
the
the Vulcan.
SHO. Yeah. Well, you had the SHO, right? Like the 3 liter.
Well, right, yeah,
So
but this wasn't that spicy. It was the
they
same
would-
bottom end, the Vulcan.
Same
the Vulcan
concept
V6.
though. They stuffed a bigger or more performance oriented motor into the base
Mhm.
car, added cladding. Tempo GLS, these are exceptionally rare cars, which I think you could get with a manual, which I would fucking donate an organ for, to tell you the truth.
Right, which organ?
Uh,
Because most of them were the 2.3.
Picket. Yeah. Yeah. And they didn't have a V6 offering before. And this was
Yeah.
like a big deal. The body cladding is, the grill is so cool.
The concept of pushing about like you need to waken your morning up, hop into the tempo. It's like I get it, it's an ad, but like the pushing this thing out there is like the performance offering.
It said body cladding in the ad. I had to read it.
Fair.
Cool car. But it is the exact same. This would be the Taurus SHO of the Tempo world, right? They followed the same recipe to a T. God, I think these are so cool. These do not exist. I've been searching, much like the ES300 manual that we somehow landed.
Yes.
I've been searching for one of these. They don't exist. There's no Tempo GLS's manuals for sale. I can't find them.
Can I tell you? I think I like them now because they're a curiosity and they don't exist anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Tempo, pick your generation,
Mhm.
is maybe one of the worst mass-produced vehicles ever made.
My father owned 2 Tempos, so you guard your tongue, my lad. And it was an absolute shitbox. I remember going hunting in it one time where we
You
went down.
bite your tongue. It was an absolute shitbox.
It was an absolute. That was $200. I think the frame actually rotted and dropped like either the transmission or something. But we took it down like a hunting,
AOD.
like a Jeep trail, and it actually made it. And I was like, wow. And at the point, my dad's like, I don't care what happens. If it breaks down, we're leaving it.
He
but
skins a buck and
it
just
was
like
a Tempo, and
sluices its organs into the
you know,
trunk.
we weren't Topaz quality people. Let me tell you that. But we had a Tempo. But this car,
Guess what?
because Yeah.
they had coupe variants of both the Topaz and the Tempo.
For the GLS, unfortunately, I think it was only a sedan only.
Okay.
So with the body cladding, which was epic, by the way. But to me, it's like the show I think is fucking cool. Like the original show. I think this is that same level of neat coolness to me. I don't know. I love them.
Did they make did they not make I want to say they made an inline 8 like variant that they made as like a prototype where they got two 2.3s and they like sandwiched them together at like a center, like a dual input transmission.
Right.
So it was like really two 4 cylinders married. It wasn't a true straight 8. And you can get these in all-wheel drive too, which is kind of crazy to think about, the Tempo all-wheel drives.
And wagons, right? Like I think they had a little Tempo
Did they make
wagon.
a wagon?
Yes, they did. Let me look that
What?
up. I don't think it was this generation. No, I think it was the following generation. I'm not fucking with you, bro. I know these shit boxes too well.
I don't think they had a wagon.
Dude.
I don't think they had a wagon.
We'll have to look it up. Maybe not.
Wagon, yeah. Rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. The first generation Topaz is like truly a dreadful.
Oh, it's so ugly, dude.
Dreadful,
The recessed
awful.
headlights. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They're
but this one's
awkward
beautiful.
quarter glass.
You're right.
Yeah.
You know, I'm thinking of other things, but the GLS is absolutely a rare vehicle.
You had a coffee. Better wake stir your soul with this.
Don't try to
Ford
fucking
Tempo.
rain on
No,
my
I get
parade.
this was ads of the era. Like it is
if
what
you
it
get
is.
it in that fucking, it might as well be a Skyline GTR
Pistachio
blue.
or whatever.
It might as well be. Whatever, bro. It's fucking epic.
lack of release. Ball blue.
All right. Well, I'd like to say congratulations, but you fucked it up, bro. How dare you?
I did. I did.
You did try well.
Graciously.
That was probably a higher spice index than 7.8. Have you
7.9.
can balance this out by telling me your wrenching stories if you've had any time for PCP, Project Car Progress?
I ain't done shit.
Great.
I mean, mostly I've taken to desperation.
We took a turn here, folks.
As you can see, I'm still fighting the ballad of I broke a single
that's right.
bolt for the valve cover. It's all put back together with the exception of the single missing valve cover bolt on the Ford Focus behind me.
Mm-hmm.
The Focus SVT not available. Can't get the bolt anymore. Nobody has them. They don't exist.
Oh.
I'm trying to avoid ordering a used valve cover off of eBay for the low $100 range to remove a single bolt from the head and then just like heave the entire fucking valve cover into the garbage. Or
Clearly,
put
you
it
could
back
sell.
on.
You could sell those other bolts for a decent amount of money, apparently.
I guess, right? No, just most people aren't idiots enough to break it like me. So I've taken to. I am now in desperation because I could, right? I could just spend like the $120, get it here shipped,
be done with it.
$125, have it here, take the one bolt out, and then just relist that shit again on eBay in 17 months.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody will send me a low ball $60 offer, and I say fine, and I send it back, and it's cost me a total of $60 in between here and there in time and energy, whatever.
Right.
But in lieu of doing that, I'm now messaging because there's like 4 of them. With you can see the bolts because they've got a seal on it, and so the rubber seal kind of holds it in the valve cover, and so like people will be reselling it, and like most of the bolts are still in this used valve cover. So I messaged them like, "Hey, like funny enough, I just need a single bolt. If you're willing to sell just a single fucking bolt out of the valve cover, you just pull it out. No one will know or care. You want to send it to what's that worth to you? $15 shipped." You're selling the entire valve cover for like $80 plus shipping and taxes. $80, $85, $100. Just send me the one bolt. $15, $20. I don't know. Name your price. You said $20, done. I'm gonna just send it to you. I've sent 4 messages. I've only got 1 reply back, and that reply was, "This cover is no longer available." Cool. Maybe you should like take down your eBay ad for it.
It's a good call.
It's still there. They just sent me. It's like, oh, this entire thing is just phantom. It doesn't exist.
Oh, good thing I didn't buy it.
Right. Yeah, I could have hit buy it now. I didn't. So we'll see. I sent a few more messages today. I have not heard back yet.
So here's the deal, Frank. Go look at a Focus SVT for sale, and when you pop the hood to look it over, just
Yeah,
fucking
I could. Oh, it's got an oil leak here. There's,
yeah,
there's a missing bolt.
pissing on this corner pretty bad.
I did. There was that one, and I sent you a link to. There's one that's running but missing a catalytic converter in Oakland, and they're asking $800. I sent a message to the guy. I was like,
almost worth
"Hey,
it.
how's it run? Whatever," and I had no reply back. Because it was just like no check engine light missing cat, and I was just like, I'm assuming there's a check engine light for the catalytic converter that's missing. Not a big deal. You think I can drive it like through the Caldecott tunnel and like get it home? No reply. And I don't want to buy an entire fucking car for a single valve cover bolt. It's the most like irresponsible.
I like it. I like this.
If I had like 4 fewer cars, sure.
I just hope the cheap
overland
challenge better go a little better than this. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm still a challenge ago. I'm still bitching about this thing. I'm down to a single goddamn bolt. So I might just buy a valve cover. I don't know. I'm gonna give it. Tune in next week and see how hardcore I've whether I've now sold a kidney in order to get a bolt,
a valve cover bolt. Yeah, brilliant.
That's it. That's all.
Cool.
How about you?
Well, good luck to you, man. I think it might be worth it to buy that valve cover if you can secure one with all the bolts, because you can just sell them. Sure. You'll make your money back.
It'll take me so fucking long to sell it, though. I know I'll be sitting on it for
it's something. So Xterra 2008 off-road trim, our cheap overland vehicle. So I did the cooling system last week. The next job after that was I had some oil leaks. The valve covers were just pissing. Fun fact, you don't replace valve cover gaskets on these trucks because the spark plug gaskets are integrated into the valve cover design, which is whatever. The good thing is I bought a no-name brand that got good reviews for $52 for both valve covers. And the funny thing is it came with all the gaskets, all the hardware. Speaking of,
God damn it!
Yeah, I know. I just had to rub that in. Just throw it in there. All the hardware, which is 20 fasteners, and a PCV, which I obviously bought a brand name PCV. It's too much of a risk, that part.
Yeah.
But everything came. Swap that in. You have to take the intake manifold off because it is a V6. So I did the intake manifold gasket. I cleaned the throttle body, put a throttle body gasket in. Did the VVTi solenoid gaskets.
Okay.
Because those were leaking too. And while you're in there, you do that stuff. And spark plugs. Again, everything was so fucking cheap. We're talking like, a matter of a few $100s. Now, if you remember,
that's all you have to spend. If
you're playing along, I don't even have that. So I did sell the brush bar immediately. Sold instantly.
What'd you get?
Real quick, $200. And a guy was like super pumped. He's like, these things are 800 and something, and the light bar. And I'm like, yeah, dude. But the light bar, I had to cut the wiring off to get it off. But anyway, you solder the wires, it'll work again. I had the switch and everything. So he was like more than pumped, and it's like super bright. Like it's a good light bar. No name.
Were you like, will you trade me some other, like, barter other parts that you need?
Right. How are your TPMS sensors? But it was a cool, he was super pumped, and it could fit on a Frontier too. So that's pretty neat, but it's just like 4 bolts.
Yeah.
Those brush guards, people like them because it kind of can protect against some shit. But for what I wanted, I needed the money for that. I'd rather run a real bumper eventually with this truck. So $200 allowed me to buy, was more than enough for all the stuff I just replaced. It was so cheap, dude. The most expensive part was $52.
So what are you in? Like, how much now that you sold that? You had 200 to spend, then you had 400 to spend, and you spent what, another 300? So you got like $100 left.
Yeah, I still got a Hyundai. I still got the wheels and tires for sale. I'll probably get at least 100 for those. Maybe I haven't listed for 2 or best offer. So just random low balls. So we'll see.
I mean, you need to be able to at least cover the mount and balance and alignment.
Right. I'm not going to get an alignment. I'm just going to get a mount and balance, because if the truck drives fine, I'm assuming mounting and balancing, they'll be close enough. If I can afford an alignment, I will. But yeah, if I can get the full 200, I'd be swimming.
And then you're basically
I'll
done.
be good, except I'll have whatever brakes are on it and all the fluids from 180,000 miles ago. But whatever, dude. I did an oil change too. That was cheap.
I mean, you could probably bleed the brakes at least.
Yeah.
Because what's one brake bleed worth of like brake fluid that you have kicking around the shop anyways. Like
So
$7.
like my mods on this one are going to be like leftover materials like paint and stuff I have kicking around because I can't afford paint. So I'm really
You're like
adhering to the
siphoning. You're
budget.
siphoning. Brake fluid out of new cars, like
Oh,
at
dude,
a
so bad.
dealership
Not
in the
even
middle of the
new.
night.
But this is all again stuff I wanted to do again. But I can't stress enough, dude. Xterra parts are fucking dirt cheap, and there's lots of options. You're not shoehorned into going down like one. There's only one aftermarket part provider. There's like so many options, dude. Like,
Right.
and of course I'm doing a little cheaper stuff to adhere to our budget, but it's not like bad stuff. Like everything, like those valve covers. I was worried. I'm like, they're not gonna lie flat when you torque them down.
Yeah, they're gonna be all
Perfect, dude.
cattywampus.
Like perfect fit. And
What
not
brand? What's the
having
brand name? I know you said it was no name, but
it's Chinese-ish.
famous brand.
Yeah, it's but the thing is you don't have to worry about doing like all the spark plug welds because it's already integrated. So it's a real quick act of swap, and I don't have to clean up the old valve cover. It's nice.
Yeah,
but
you just
anyway,
have to avoid breaking a valve cover bolt, and you're fine.
sure. And it's really easy to do that because when you have a plastic valve cover, you don't tighten shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's it. So now my oil leaks are done. My cooling system's bulletproof. All I have left to do is like the exterior stuff and some other, small little odds. Well, a lot of exterior stuff. But if I can get 2-year-old egg out of the paint, that'll be cool.
Yeah,
Probably
hell
won't
yeah.
happen. And get the tires mounted in balance, and I can start driving this thing. And unlike you, I haven't registered it yet. And I
Right.
don't have plates on the vehicle because they were personalized plates. I already shipped back to the owner.
Okay.
So riding extra dirty, but that's where I'm at, man. That was my project car progress. Shut
Do you
this
have to
shit
smog
down.
it, or did he smog it?
He did not smog it, so I get to do that too. It is a 2008, so it won't be that
Yeah, it'll be fine.
that
Yeah, you'll know
arduous.
if it doesn't, but
Yeah.
bitchin'.
Take us home, Daddy.
Oh boy. This has been a painful experience for everyone. Most of you, the listener. So thank you for gutting through that. I apologize for my poor, limp, and uninspiring performance in the print ad quiz show.
Oh, it was a toughie.
I'm gonna study, and I will come back bigger, stronger,
Faster?
faster. Yeah. Just find us here again. Let's do this again next week. This will be really fun. If you haven't checked it out on the YouTube and you're just listening, that's an option. So you have that, and vice versa. If you want to like rate and review the podcast on places that you do that, whether it be Spotify, Apple, whatever, do your thing. That'd be much appreciated. Also, if you enjoy what we do here and you want to support the podcast, please do that. Go to patreon.com/APA pod. That's APAPOD. We have our late night confidential episodes, which
so
are
bad.
extra spicy and profoundly stupid, where we take your Patreon spending and buy the worst possible beverages to drink.
Yes,
live.
It could get more stupid. Is the
Yes,
popular
it
question.
absolutely can. So, tune in for jelking tips and watch us drink terrible beverages. And otherwise, I'm the photographer's garage on things. If you want to stalk me digitally there, Chadwick, how about you?
Auto Obscure Garage for your rescues, restorations, and reviews, and Xterra content. But
Xterra Watch.
I love the way Paul Rudd's head comes up. Panda Watch. It's like
Exactly.
that part didn't deserve to be that funny, but it ended up being so. All right. Peace out, guys. See you in a week.
Goodbye.